Everyone, happy Saturday. How's everybody doing? There we go. Now I can see my screen. What's up, Wayne? There's your link. Come on up, Wayne. I finished my ice cream.
Hello,
What's up,
Tasha, there. How you
old
both doing?
rooster?
Old rooster. How
I
old do you
said
think I
sleepy
am?
old rooster.
Well, you're an old goat, you old grandmother. Grandma.
Okay, Grandpapa.
What are you doing, Tasha? What's up?
Nothing.
My phone's coming Monday.
Oh, I
So,
thought you got it already.
no, Monday. That guy tried to send me empty boxes. I got rid of him. He was a big crook. I got my money refunded. I bought another phone on there, and I bought one that Jimmy shipped on Monday. It's almost
Hey,
here.
Bob.
Hey, Buddha Bob. My phone is at the post office. It's going to be delivered on Monday. So I'm going to be happy about that one. It came from Ohio. So it was a lady that sold it to me. I was mowing my lawn today, man. That was a lot of work. It was hot out there today.
Yeah, I heard you complaining.
I was tired, man. You imagine me being out in 80-degree weather. I wasn't out like last year. It wasn't that hot, right? You remember that? It wasn't that bad last year. It was, but then it start getting real cold out. You know how cold it was? And then it finally came in. Oh, here it is. So it got kind of hot today. So
Nice to see you, Tasha, again.
oh,
Good to see you too, Dave.
Jamie's in here too.
Hi, Jamie.
No, Jamie and I did a lot today.
Did you?
We extended Mom's strawberry bed out over 4 foot. We had to take that off.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Dave's gonna be tired tomorrow. It ain't raining tomorrow.
It's not? Go ahead and go to the store then tomorrow. So my bike's sitting in my living room, my exercise room needs brakes on. I'm gonna buy some soon. I'll put them on myself.
What do you need brakes for? Just use your feet.
No, I don't talk about that. I'm talking about
Hey,
this.
we go finger post from Miss Ashley. Well, she lives in Ohio. She can't pull my finger. I said it on the live today that said that. She said, I'm not pulling your finger. I said, yes, you are. Dave was sitting right there.
Yeah, you got to get the brakes to stop, So I'm going to put them on. I'm going to buy them and put them on myself. My brother said, oh, come on and put them. I'll put on the squeezing brakes. Wayne, remember them? I had on my bike and put them on there. I'm going to put them on myself. That's it. I'll be able to ride my bike. So put the squeeze on.
So you don't need brakes. Just do like Fred Flintstone. Put your feet down.
Yeah, right. I don't think so. I saw one of my friends do that. You know what he did? He shattered his ankle. I want to do that.
That's funny though, how she could all.
Well, that's only if you're going down the head.
I know. She goes, oh. Hey, let me tell you something. She always comes out with some funny things every time she says something.
Hey, Dave, show him your laptop. She said it was going to be small as a lighter. Show it to her.
You already showed it to me.
You
Let
already
him
saw-
show you. Show it to yourself, Dave. Let him show you.
if I get it out of here now.
Hey, crazy hillbilly. Will it start fires, Dave?
Yeah, it shoots out fires. Yeah. They. Let me take that thing off.
Can you flick it with? I feel like I got sunburn on my neck.
It.
Nice. Ow.
Shut that off. I know what we're on.
Why
comes on
can
every
you not sit
Huh?
It'll come on every time you
back?
lift it up.
Oh, you shut it, doesn't it?
You have to shut it off now with the button, like I showed you. But if you lift the lid, it comes right on automatically. That's what they
Yeah,
do.
shut off now. I shut it off.
Yeah, never mind. I'll behave myself.
And I got my hey, I got my
You behave yourself, that'll be a day. That will
I
be.
know,
a day.
I know. I got my all my information to get on there with my password and everything.
That will
Well,
be the
because
day.
of what I was gonna say, your comment about you lifting the lid up and it comes on.
I lift the lid up and it explodes. I'm on the floor going, oh my head, oh my legs, oh. And then Tasha's laughing all over my hair. And my hat, my ruined hat, go all in pieces, and my hair falls out of my head.
Never mind.
I'll be on the floor. Oh my! I shouldn't have bought this. Oh, Wayne be there saying, "What happened? It blew up and blew my ruined hat off my head." That'd be bad. I want nothing to want that to happen.
Well, you can come mow our yard, probably about an acre or two. What I mow. I have to ask Mom exactly because I don't remember how big this track is.
You paid rent on the house. Or you own. Actually, you own that house, right? It's yours, right?
Yeah, my mom owns it. 50
Okay,
acres.
so
Well,
why don't you
almost 50
put a thing out there like something to hang out and shit? Have like a little cabin out there or something. Ever think about that?
Well, Jamie and I are gonna build. We call it our little hidey hole, but build kind of like a little camp type thing in the woods.
Oh, yeah, and then all the mice would come in and visit you, and all the foxes and all the other animals. Like, hi, Tasha.
No, it'll be enclosed. Like, well, because I told her, sometimes you want to go camping, but you don't have the money.
Yeah, so you can just make your own
So
camping.
if we build it big enough where we could 2 cots in there,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
we can go it out in the backyard.
Yeah.
Well, back where it is, and I want to put a, fireplace there and clean all the brush out of the way.
And then come over and scare you, jump out of
And
your seat.
then, huh?
And then come over. I sneak over there and scare Dachshund and other one. They'll go scared. They'll jump out of the shoes. And they don't know it's me.
I wouldn't do that.
Because we go out there with the pew-pews. You don't go out there without something because of the bears and bobcats. So,
yeah.
And then the freaking coyotes, they've been coming in super close. I swear they're like.
Wait,
I don't know.
Wait, I'll do it. I'm get a drone to do it. I get a drone to fly around there and say, "Hey, Tasha, what are you doing?"
Taking pictures, and David's face would be on the drone, and it's floating around the air, and we'll see his face. And he's, oh, look his hair, David's hair, look at that. Hey, Jamie, take a puck shot at that thing.
We'll get the slingshot out. Pew!
And all of a sudden you say, ooh, oh no, here we go.
Know what I have? Know what I have? You got a drones, right? You shoot at it, they spread apart, right? And they fly out everywhere and they take off. And it goes
Yeah,
back.
you make a drone, right? Have a drone that stands up like a statue. Oh, you want to mess with me? Come on.
Like,
You know what I have? I have 10 different me's, all drones are all like, come on, mess with me, and all run around and stuff.
And he'll chase you and Jamie. You should be running in the house and they'll be going, come on, get over here. Come on. And be going. Be walking like a little big giant with legs with a drone. You're chasing both of them. They're running in the house.
Just put the drone inside a T-Rex costume and have it fly around the backyard.
Well, dressed like Henry. Rosa. Without his
Oh
head.
yeah, he hates my orange shirt. You know, the one I had on last night.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yesterday I was doing their water and I was squatting down and I had the bright orange shirt on.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it, so I have to hold the lid to the 5-gallon bucket to like the side, and I'll watch him out the corner of my eye when I'm cleaning their outside water.
Okay.
Because I'll catch him out of the corner of my eye sneaking up because he hates that bright orange.
For what happened?
So I seen him sneaking up, and I took the lid, and I'm like, just waved it towards him. I'm like, get the hell out of here.
What a troublemaker! You like the fact?
Yeah, I'll wear my orange shirt and I'll chase him around the yard. And I'll cluck at him. Come here, you.
Stay over in your bed. I tell you, Bear took his first swim.
Yeah, Wayne told me about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was so afraid. Did they say that he was going to drown? They took him out of there. They thought that he's going to drown.
No, they asked Crystal if he swam. She's like, yeah, he was swimming.
Oh.
And she reached in and grabbed him.
Didn't she get upset when she seen him fall in?
Yeah.
And Tasha, leave him alone. He can swim. Huh?
Mom and I were in the garage, and George was in the garage because I was showing her the one hen what she's got to do. I sent Wayne the picture. The one hen chick that we got, she's got to sit on my arm, then she pecks my shirt, she'll peck my hair, she'll peck my watch. So we're in the garage, and I got my arm just sitting there, and the hen's sitting on my arm.
Yeah.
Well, next thing we know, Crystal's screaming because Bear was in the garage.
Yeah.
Last time I knew.
Yeah.
And next thing we know, we hear Crystal screaming, and it's because he fell in the pond.
Yeah.
Oh, my allergies. Between the dandelions and the frickin' poplar trees. Hey, CK, how you doing?
Okay. Allergies are murder, especially when all that hot heat and stuff. The pollen's terrible.
Oh my God! Well, I mowed yesterday.
I mowed today. My God.
And all the stuff was blowing right in my face. The dandelion fur, the little seed pod.
Don't bother me.
Every time I forget now.
I'll sit out there having a good time today. I'm not bothering me. I'll sit down and enjoy the fresh air and stuff.
Well, when you're mowing, pollen goes around. That's why I was choking a lot today. The pollen's terrible.
Well, yesterday, so I'm trying to mow in different directions because our grass grows weird, so I never mow it the same way. I mow it one way and then I'll mow it the other way.
Yeah.
Well, I had to switch the way I normally mow it because it was blowing all in my face.
Oh, really?
So now today, my eyes feel like I took them out and drug them out in the dirt.
Oh wow.
We got a neighbor that thought the lawn was theirs, and they were giving me dirty looks. And I was laughing. I was laughing on the side at it. Thought it was funny as anything. People are so stupid.
No, what did we do today? Well, first we took the car up and dropped that off.
Yeah.
Then we came back, loaded up the truck, and went to the dump. Then we were helping Mom look for her window fans, which we were looking all over upstairs in the garage, which ended up being in the house in her little cubby hole behind the couch. Thanks to Jamie remembering, hey Mom, why aren't they back there?
I don't know.
So then they called and we went and got the car almost $500 later. So then we came back. What did we do? We took a nap. Well, I took a nap. Rummy wouldn't shut the heck up, so Jamie couldn't take a nap because he's laying at the end of the bed whining like a little sissy girl. And then in the blanket, out the blanket, and then whining, and then was making this one be retarded.
Yeah, good.
And
Start licking it.
then Mom went with George to go to Cheesecake Factory with George's daughters and him. And after we got up, we went out and extended Mom's strawberry bed.
Oh, you look like you're a busy person today.
And then after that, we took the dogs out, let them run around for a little bit, came in, let them cool off, and then got changed, went to have Chinese food,
Chinese food.
then we went grocery shopping, then we came home. Then Mom's dogs got out. Then we had to help Mom get the dogs because they're retarded. They don't listen. So I told
They're
Mom
retarded.
to find a zap card and knocked the dog right on his butt because he's a freaking jackass. And
Right back.
I tended to the chickens, tended to the chicks, took bear potty, made sure Mom was okay. You know, she was over here in the woods, you know, trying to get the dogs. And by the time I sat down, it was what? A little before 9.
Oh, you had a busy day. Very busy day. I heard that my Google information was like 4,000 views on my Google map for my business.
Yeah.
So I'll be getting some customers soon, I think.
That
That's what
Google,
happened.
that Google map to keep on coming on where I am and telling me, oh, you where you are living, everything. Oh, you visited this place lately, this place.
So that shows me about the business I'm talking about.
And I'm talking about where I was when I visited last place and the other place. I said, what the hell to get all that information?
Because you're on Google, and I don't know if you take your phone with you, but what I usually do, I take a phone with me, but not lately though.
I had my phone the last time. I don't know when I had my phone.
But that's how I get the customers. They view my website. They a lot of viewing my my videos on Google Map and stuff.
Well, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. Hello, Mother.
Hey, mother hen.
Yeah, she said that you wanted her to come up on the panel the other night, and she said she couldn't remember how. I'm like, Mom, all you do is click the link. It'll bring you into Chrome, click copy, and then go into Safari and paste it, and then you'll be able to come up.
Then she told me how she teased the rooster. Cluck, 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 cock a doodle doo. Told me what. God, what happened? That
Oh,
she-
I had to put a piece of old, like, particle board type stuff in the chicken yard because the one night she went in to shut the door down and he came out. I said, well, maybe he's seen the rats and he was in defense mode there by the door, and then he sees you and he's like, oh, fresh meat. So he was going to come out and get some. He was going to attack her.
Oh,
And this is in the night.
On.
So I put that board in there. So she goes in, I told her just to be quiet and lean that up against where the door is. And then just lower their door down, and then you ain't got to worry about it. And he can't come out and get her, but he'll be getting replaced anyway, so he'll be going in the freezer. Probably another month or so.
So your mother's gonna kill the rooster?
Well, I gotta figure numbers because I have 2 barred rocks, which are,
Yeah.
Mom bought 6 of those. Well, 2 of those are roosters.
Yeah.
So right now, one of the ones I hatched out is a rooster, so he'll have to go in the freezer because I can't put him in there and take a chance on breeding with his mother.
Yeah.
Because you can't inbreed chickens.
Oh yeah.
The barred rocks aren't related to any of our chickens. So what I'd like to do is be able to keep both those roosters, but I have to figure numbers of hens.
Oh yeah.
Because typically it's 10 hens per rooster.
Oh okay.
So right now I have 11 hens that are in the coop now, which I was going to take Henry and a couple of the dominant chickens out and replace them with the ones that I have. Now, if all the ones I bred out or hatched out were hens, then I can use all those.
Yeah.
But I can't if they're roosters. But I'd like to keep both barred rock roosters. I just got to figure out.
How can you keep
numbers.
roosters without fighting with each other?
Well, what'll happen is, in the same way with the hens,
Yeah.
I take the new hens that we have when they're full grown, which will be about another month, probably about another month or so, they'll be full grown.
Yeah.
When I put those new hens in with these other hens
Yeah.
that we have, they'll fight.
Oh yeah.
They'll fight like cats and dogs until they establish the pecking order.
The packing on.
That's what it's called because you have your dominant hens.
Yeah.
Like say it goes your dominant ones and then it goes down to the very lowest, which those are the ones that.
Oh, you gotta lead it. So you're fighting for leadership. What was it?
Right? Yes. Well, it's the same way with a rooster. Now, when I was a kid, we used to always have multiple roosters because when my dad would get chicks, they'd all be in together.
Yeah.
So, roosters will fight for the same thing, for breeding rights.
Yeah.
And then the other rooster just do whatever, and the main rooster, he'll breed with the chickens, and the other one will just exist. Because they're being raised together right now.
Yeah. You might share the maybe they'll share the job.
They might. It depends. I have to start handling them more.
Yeah. They just get along and they share the sex and everything,
They do right now because they're in a small area, but like I said, we'd have a bunch of roosters when Dad would order.
Tell Mother Hen not to tease him though.
No, she's not. I told her don't make any noises because,
or anything. Right.
like, when I go in there in the morning,
Yeah.
I walk in the door, I turn the light on, I'm like, "Good morning,"
That's what happens.
and then they all start peeping, even the little ones. They're getting big,
How about
but
the
I gotta
rooster?
start handling the two roosters
Oh,
more.
how about Henry? What's he do?
Well, Henry and them are outside, but I'll still say good morning. He'll come out and he'll do his little dance around. He spins around and makes noise, his little chirpy noise.
Knock it off.
But they're all separate right now because the chicks are too small to go in yet. But I won't put them in until I decide which Henry and which hens I'm taking out.
Yeah. Is Henry going to give you a hard time if you take the hens out? Or what's he going to do?
Well, Henry will go first.
Oh, he'll be gone first, huh?
Well, when I figure out which ones that I'm going to do, I'm going to put a band on them.
Oh, like on your neck? A mark?
No,
Huh?
I'm going to put a zip tie on their ankle
Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you.
because I have colored ones.
That's good. Then
When it comes time to yank them out, then I can just look at their feet and I'll be okay with it. And I'll grab them all.
That's a good idea.
And they'll just go out and get slaughtered at the same time. So then I only got to do it once instead of, okay, well, I'm going to take you today and you this day and you that day. But I told her I'm not doing it where the others, I want to do it like on the other side of the rock wall where the junk cars were. Because when you chop her and throw them up and they run around, so they bleed out, I don't want it by the house. So I'm going to make a spot out in the clearing where we can do that. So it's out there. That way, if a bobcat or something comes in, it's not right by our chicken yard.
Yeah.
Or right in the backyard.
Now you cut off his head and he runs around. Runs around for a while.
Well, my dad had a big chunk of wood, yeah. And this would knock it the heck off.
What happened to Tasha?
Luna's Mila's daughters being mean and nasty. Mila just went to give her a kiss, and she's having a fit, hissing and getting all snarly. But anyways, Dad had a big chunk of wood, and he used to use that to do their heads.
Yeah.
Because it was like a solid piece. We'd use it to split wood off of too.
Oh wow.
This wood, I remember it was like a rock. But he used to do it. Chop a head, throw a chicken. Chop a head, throw a chicken. Chop a head, throw a chicken.
They're all running around.
Yeah, they'd run around till they fall over. Wayne wants me to try to get a video.
Yeah, I want to see it when you chop his head off.
I want to see it too. I seen it before. An old guy told me to come over his house, and he was killing his chickens.
I want to laugh a little bit.
Now, see, some people say a lot of people like doing it and then hanging them upside down and letting them flap and bleed out that way.
No, he does. He chopped them off and let them run around till they dropped. Me and him was laughing. Me and him, he said, "See what I did? I'm gonna replace the new ones with I'm taking these old ones. I am doing something." And I said, "What are you gonna do?" I'm chop the heads off. He did. I was laughing. I saw them all running around the backyard with no head on them, and then they dropped and he picked them up. That was funny, man. I didn't know I've seen that in my life. I started laughing. I didn't get upset. Look, you killed the poor animal. I was laughing about it. I thought it was funny. I saw it on TV too when they did it. They had this thing on History Channel to show them how to cut off the hens, the roosters and the hen's head, the neck, for the neck. They run the head off, and they run around and they drop down. The guy was picking them up and hanging them up and stuff, and doing all kinds of stuff.
When my biological dad was alive, I mean, I was a little kid. He passed away when I was 7.
Yeah.
But I still remember all that stuff. We had rabbit cages
Oh, really? Wow.
mounted on the outside of our chicken coop because we raised rabbits and Dad would harvest them too.
Yeah.
And we had a big coop in a huge yard.
Yeah.
And Dad used an old pool liner and made a pond in there because we had ducks. We had ducks, turkeys, and chickens.
Oh, really? Wow. You had a big farm, huh? Sound like you had a big farm.
Pigs. We had 2 big pigs. And then I had 2 chows, dogs.
Yeah.
Well, my white chow, Shaggy, he was a big baby. He was a big baby. Now my chow, his name was King, and he was black.
Yeah.
That dog was so strong. Literally every chain we ever put that dog on, he would snap it like that.
Oh, really? Wow. Must be
So he actually had to be on an old logging chain. It's called a choker that used to hook the logs up to the steer bulldozer. Because he'd break everything else. You go buy a cheap piece of chain in the farm store.
Yeah, that's cheap. You can't go hold him.
But anyways, that jerk would get off and the rabbits would fall asleep and their feet would be hanging down through their cage.
Yeah.
You know, because there were gaps in it.
Yeah.
He'd chew their feet off.
Really?
Yep.
That's
And
neat.
then he would go up to the neighbor's house and kill their ducks and chickens. Well, they had a lab, and their lab would come down and try to do the same thing to ours. So we ended up having to give my chow King to my uncle because we couldn't have him keep going, you know, getting off and going up to the neighbors and killing their animals.
Yeah, I know.
But my Shaggy, I'd always make him breakfast in the morning, you know, and they'd have dinner.
Yeah.
Well, the possums would come, and like if he didn't eat all his dinner, there'd still be some in there. The possums would come and eat his food. Well, you'd get up the next morning to go give him his breakfast, and there's dead possums out there. He'd kill the possums.
Hey.
And there'd be a bunch of possums laying out there by his coop.
What, dead?
Yeah.
Fucking possum. That stupid.
I guess he's like, you know what? Tried to steal my food.
What, did he kill them all?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Would you just lay down? I'm going to mail you to Brutal Bob in a box. I swear to God.
What do you want to do that for? It's an ocean dog. If I
Give me a hug, Tasha. Come on, give me a hug.
He has been driving me insane for
Why does he do that? How's he do that? How's he do that? Drive you?
Because I swear he has ADD, and I'm not even joking. He cannot pay attention to one thing at a time.
Really?
No, like he could be getting a drink of water and see a reflection,
Yeah.
and then he'll stop mid-drink.
Really?
And then he won't finish getting a drink of water. And I'm just not listening. But today was nice. I don't know what the high was, but it was nice.
Wow, that's hot.
But I find out the results from
Wait, it's 60 degrees out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's 80 and not 20 degrees drop.
Well, it says it's 56 and the high was 71.
Yeah.
It was 87.
It was 85 here today. 74, 85 degrees.
Hey, I'm ready for it because I want the pool warmed. I want the pool ready to be in it.
Sunday is going to be 69 out.
I want to go swimming. I hate winter because I can't go swimming unless I want to go swimming in the snow. If I could figure out a way to heat that pool for the winter, I'd be in it all winter long.
Yeah, it'll be like a what do you call it?
Hot tub.
Yeah, hot tub. Yeah.
We'd need one heck of a heater to frickin' heat that though, and it wouldn't hold the heat. We'd have to enclose all around it and
I know a lady. She told me at a house. She told me lately over 7-Eleven. I got a hot tub on it, and so she said, "Good, it's a hot tub." Oh, I got one. You want to come over? I didn't know where it went out of my house. I got out of there.
I can't stand those long.
Oh yeah.
Because the heat makes me sick. Like I can sit in a hot tub maybe 5 minutes at the most, and I have to get out.
I have arthritis. It bothers me. I don't know if
now maybe in the winter time it'd be different because you go out and you could be out in a snowstorm and sitting in the hot tub.
She was kidding with me. She was over there kidding with me. Yeah, I got a hot tub. You want to come over? I said, "Where do you live at?" I said, "Up the street." I go, "Nothing." I said, "You're not a bad-looking lady. She's pretty too, man."
Well, then why didn't you go get in the hot tub?
I don't know if she has a guy or not. I'm not getting no fight with anybody. I'm staying away from people.
Maybe she wanted to corrupt your morals, Dave.
I don't know. I don't trust any lady. I don't want to get in any trouble with anybody. I said no right away. I said no thanks. That's a nice thought. I said to her, but no thanks. I said.
Well, the first question should have been, do you have a husband?
I asked her not because I know she does. She's always walking with a guy all the time, a big guy.
Yeah.
So that's how I know. I don't have to ask. I knew she was walking with a guy one day coming down to 7-Eleven. She came down by herself and talked to me. I said, no, thanks. I'm not getting involved. I told her, no, I don't want nothing to do with it. You could meet all kinds of people over, nice people too over there. But after that, I said, no, I don't think so. Okay, that's okay. I won't bother you again. I said, okay, thank you. Brockton's crazy around here. I want no get no fight with no guy, man. I don't go to jail. I don't need to do this shit. No, I'm too old to fight with anybody. You gonna do that?
Hey, remember that other lady used to talk to me?
Huh? What?
That lady used to talk to me, and you were saying something. She gave you a rotten look and walked away. Remember that girl?
Oh yeah, I mean that lady who used to come over and talk to you. And I said hi. When she turned her back on me, she walked away. She had the pocketbook and everything.
She gave you a dirty look and walked away.
I didn't care, man. I just said I tried to be nice and said hi. She was stuck up, man. She was so stuck up.
Weird.
She put her head up in the air. She looked like she was, oh, I'm rich. You don't got nothing. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to talk to you. I don't want any bother with you. She was walked. I wasn't mad. I started laughing, man.
Hey, Steven.
Hey, Steven, how you doing?
Hey, Steven, man, what you doing, man?
That made me laugh though.
That was funny. There all kinds of ladies were walking down from that house. I seen one blonde. She talked to me one day. I was out the porch by myself. She said, "How you doing?" I go, "Good." She's sitting on the porch talking to me. She tell me what she does and everything. So she ain't a hooker or not. She works in financials, man. She went to
Remember that? Remember that stupid girl, that ugly girl that dropped the phone on the ground? She looked up.
she was goofy. She told you she's gonna do that, huh?
Uh-huh. She was smacked. She
Huh?
was drunk. Remember, she was drunk.
Yeah, she almost fell too. That was funny, man.
What a goofy looking lady.
I know.
I told the guy on Facebook, I said, "Man, you should have took a picture." So why do you want me to break my phone? Your face is so ugly, it'll crack my phone.
She was trashy. She was ugly.
He said, she was that ugly? I said, yeah, she was really,
She was.
ugly.
When I looked at her, I said, "She ain't cute at all, man."
The butt matches her face, I told him. Oh, man, I don't want
Oh,
taking a picture of her.
Oh, speaking of that, okay,
Oh, no,
not to be gross. We go to Chinese,
Oh, here we go.
I told Jamie I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. She's like, okay, I'm gonna go get sushi. So I go in, I go to the bathroom, and I come out the same time as this other woman comes out. Now this woman probably would have made 4 of me.
Didn't you that big? Oh man, that was big.
She walked by me to go out the door.
Yeah.
I wanted to die because the smell
Why will you take care of
was so bad. I told Jamie, I said I almost was going to come out and tell you that we needed to leave because I wanted to throw up when that woman walked by me.
She smells. You have no hygiene, huh? Oh.
Worse than a dead animal that sat on the side of the road in 90-degree weather that was covered in maggots.
How people could do that, no hygiene, and they stink like that, man. Damn, she'll live out in the woods and not around people in a little stinking cabin.
Watching AEW wrestling day. Steven. Our friend Steven.
Good for you.
But yeah, I'm like, seriously, you're around food. And I try not to be mean. I'm thinking all this stuff to my head and biting my tongue because I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
But I swear, her walking past, because where we go is a buffet,
yeah,
would probably make the dead fish want to crawl away from itself.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
It was that bad, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't care. I've been on the road for a whole freaking week and not been able to get one freaking shower. But I've never in my entire life smelt that bad because 1, I always carry baby wipes. 2, I always carry gallons upon gallons of water and soap and towels and shampoo, and I'll stand outside next to my truck and get washed up. I don't care. Because I deal with people and have to walk by people every single day, and I sure in the hell don't want somebody thinking that in their brain when I walk by.
How can anyone do that? Live like that? That's gross.
Oh, I didn't mean to get near her either.
How the hell does someone do that? That's kind of gross.
Hey, Wayne, remember that I told you about that guy at Franklin Sports? Bob.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's the hell? Bobby something. Well, anyway, huh?
Bobby Shells, right?
Yeah. He was at this. I'll tell you a story, Tasha. So, when I used to work at Franco Sports a long time ago, so Lou Balboni told me to go out and back to get Bobby Cushing. He wanted to make a sign for him, right? Just over the corner, right? He's standing up the top, and the big metal sign come down like this off his head. Bang! The big metal sign came off and hit him off the head, right? So he fell in the tote, right? So I found his drink. He had this bottle of booze. I put it in his mouth and poured it over his body to show my boss that he drinks, right? So I had gloves on when I did it, so I had no fingerprints on the bottle. So I told Lou he's drinking. And he was in his coat, he's drinking, and a flying come over and banged him off his head. That guy was out. So here's the funny part about it, too, right? The firemen, the AMTs, the guys, people pick up the sick people. And this guy stinks. I can't take him to the hospital. I'm going to throw up. He said, this guy stinks. Right? He goes, you got to get some deodorant. The guy never takes a bath. I ain't taking him to the hospital. I ain't dealing with that kid. So they did. They put a mask on their face and they took them out. They put the mask on their face. You couldn't smell anything, right? They took them out and they put them in the ambulance, bring them to the hospital. The doctor's in the hospital, right? Got some deodorant, right? Before they looked at him, they put him under his underarm so they can deal with him. That guy can stink, man. I went down there and that whole place stunk down. I said, Lou, he don't even put deodorant. I can't go down there. Yeah, I can't go down there anymore and shit. So they told him to go home. If you don't come back unless you take care of your hygiene, he told him. That was so funny with that. I was laughing when the big sign went right off his head. Yeah, you can hear it. It goes right off his head. Boom.
Well, from a woman's standpoint, hey, cool gamer.
Yeah, shit. That was funny.
You know, I always wanted to ask my gynecologist. You know, they got to come across all different kinds of things.
Yeah.
And that has to be one of them. And I always wanted to ask them, you know, what you do if somebody, you know, comes in there, some woman comes in there and it smells like last year's, you know, dead fish at the landfill. But
oh man, that's gross, man. Oh,
never bring myself to ask.
That's sick, man.
I couldn't keep a straight face. Like every time I was gonna ask him about it,
you laughed about it.
I couldn't keep a straight face, so I never. But I often wonder.
40 hay.
What do they do? Hand them a bottle of something? Here you go.
No, I think they do it. They come in their office. He goes to shower right over here. Here's some stuff. Go wash yourself and then come back. If you don't get out of my office.
Yeah, Tasha, what if they had a alarm that says,
get out of here.
Well, I always wanted to ask them because, you know, dang well, they ain't gonna all smell like roses coming up in there.
Yeah, I know. I think they should have there. Hey, I should have an alarm, right? So, watch out, doctor. This lady smells. Beep, 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 beep. And the doctor said, thank you. So I don't know how they deal. I don't know how they deal with them people. They have
an alarm says this, it goes up, it goes beep.
Mouse. This mouse keeps on knocking out my thing. Just no, I'm getting rid of this mouse. Get another one. Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't know how the doctors deal with that stuff, man. Oh.
I had a fat doctor, and she was big as a General Perk.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, how can they deal with a person who smells like
big and wide?
Double fish and shit.
My sister used to say,
oh, how can they do that?
She says about that doctor, how can you tell she'd be a doctor? She's so fat. Does she row?
Probably got her own doctor. All the doctors have their own doctors.
So fat. I'm glad they got rid of her.
No, look at the whole thing is, you know, it doesn't matter what size you are.
I know.
You can be a little tiny, skinny thing and smell like last year's dead animals. Or you could be big and smell like last year's dead animals.
I know I had people
Or
in my
you can be clean. I don't know how hard it. See, and truck drivers. See, people think, let me tell you, truck drivers in general are not clean.
one guy came in my frame.
The best dressed truck drivers and the cleanliest truck drivers, you know who they are?
Oh,
Walmart truck drivers. I have never, ever, ever seen or smelt, because the driver walks by, anybody can walk by, whether you're in the store, but
yeah.
truck drivers are gross. My trainer for Werner was gross.
Oh, well,
I didn't even like having to sleep in her bed while she was driving because it's against the law to sleep in the top bunk.
oh wow.
Or I just slept in the top bunk instead of having to sleep in her bed.
Oh,
Because even though I'm using my blanket and my pillow, I'm still laying on her bed.
oh.
Now, it was hot. I was like 4 days on her truck.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you think we could take a shower today? Now, myself, with my truck, like I said, baby wipes is like a truck driver's best friend because,
Yep.
believe it or not, just regular baby wipes takes the grease off your hands, takes the diesel off your hands.
Yep.
I'd use them to wipe my truck down. I'd always have a box of baby wipes in my truck.
Yeah.
Like I said, there are sometimes the last company that I worked for,
Yeah.
I'd be out all week and wouldn't even be able to get a shower.
Wow.
Wintertime, I'm standing outside my truck
Yeah.
with a gallon of water, pouring it on my head,
Yeah.
shampooing,
Oh,
and
man.
rinsing my hair in below zero weather.
Shit.
Hey, Breezy, what's up, Skipper?
Yeah.
Hey, Breezy, buddy, Joe. So, what would you, is that one you used to work for like that?
I worked for them.
Well, how was that company?
Oh, when I worked for JB Hunt, yeah, I made big bucks with JB Hunt.
They treat you
I
good?
was, well, when I was driving with them, driving from Walmart DC to DC, I mean, I was making good money then. But when I moved back up here from North Carolina, I drove for JB Hunt, and I was hauling out of the Walmart DC in Johnstown. We hauled meat and produce, frozen dairy, and all the heavy dry goods, canned goods, laundry soap, dog food, cat food, all that kind of stuff. If I worked 6 days a week,
Yeah.
I'd bring home over $1,300 a week. Now that's after taxes, child support, and insurance. I'd bring home over $1,300 a week.
They were cleaning another garage that time. That truck was.
Oh, yeah. They're hauling some stuff out of the garage. They bring it
I
over.
mean, the one thing that was nice about that is in the ladies' room, there's 2 showers.
Yeah.
So, especially in the summertime, I'd go do sometimes I'd take 2 showers.
Yeah.
Because it's just hot. And a lot of times I work nights. So if I had to come in early or whatever and do a short load here and there or whatever, I'd take a shower before I did my night run because I wouldn't make it back
Yeah.
to be able to take a shower.
Yeah.
But
I remember this when I worked for Franklin Sports. I remember this blonde girl came over to the she had this truck she pulled up, and she goes, "Oh, handsome guy, you're gonna get my stuff off the truck?" Yeah, sure, I'll get it off. So I counted it all up, right? And she goes, "Here, here's a Gatorade for you because you work so hard. Here's a sandwich." Sure, I think just give me everything. So I took it, right? The sandwich, I drank. So then I took all the stuff off of it. I'll see you again, okay? And she came in. She came in 1 week. I was on vacation. She came in, so I had to unload her. I'll come back some other time. That guy comes back. When I got back on vacation, I got back in there. She pulled up with a truck. She showed me on the dock. She pulled up with a truck. He said, and Eddie B, or this guy Eddie, he says, Dave White, come to the docks. Got to unload a truck. Her name was Susie, I think. So I went to the truck. She, oh, hi. And she said, come back to let you unload me. I go, you were on vacation, so I came back later to deliver the stuff to the building. I said, I'll unload you again. You were hungry, need a sandwich and a drink? She gave me another one.
I seen
I
that
mean,
truck.
there's some truck drivers. I mean, they'd get out of the frickin' truck and trash would fall out.
Oh, really? This lady kept the truck nice.
That had so much stuff stacked on their dash. Like, I don't even know how they seen out the windshield.
Yeah, she had her own truck. She pulled in with her own truck. So she come up and look at my truck. She said, let you come inside, look at it. That thing smelled good. It's all clean, nice.
Oh yeah, when I drove with JB Hunt when I was in North Carolina, my kid's father, I had him put carpet in my truck.
Oh yeah, she had
We,
that nice, man.
Yeah, I had put carpet down in my truck
Yeah, that was a nice.
between the seats that go back towards the bed. That way I could take my shoes off, on the driver's side and leave them there.
Yeah.
And then when I'd walk from there to go get in bed, I wasn't tracking dirt everywhere.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
And it was a lot easier to clean with one of them little, those little handheld dust devil things.
Yeah. She had everything built in there. I saw that thing she had built. She had a lot of things built in the back of her truck. I said, damn, who did all this to you? She had my father did. She built all this stuff in there.
Also.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she had everything built in that truck, man. I couldn't believe it. I was just in there looking at it. I go, wow. She had everything in there, man. I said, how'd you get all this stuff in? This place ain't that. He said, my truck is huge. She said, she fixed it all the way I wanted it. So she had a nice bed in there and everything, man.
We got to realize, like, when you lift the bottom bunk up,
yep,
in the center, there's storage. There's like a big storage compartment.
She showed me everything. I said, wow, you got everything made in this truck.
So I'd have like stuff set all in there like a certain way.
Yeah.
And then I had a bunch of different cubbies and stuff.
I must have got a phone today.
I had it all organized the way that I wanted.
Oh shit! So I got a sunburn.
It was like out everywhere,
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
It's been hot today, man. It's sunburn both of the halves.
Here. Take the bowl off. Take the bowl.
No, I'm not. I was just busting your butt because you poured like half the bag in there.
So you got any more of that cream, that cream stuff you have in a bowl. You have to eat more of it. Or...
Walmart has this trail mix.
Yeah.
That's called probiotic trail mix.
Yeah. Really?
It's got like cranberries and raisins that are covered in yogurt and stuff.
Yeah.
With almonds.
Make you go to the bathroom.
It's really good. It's got way more flavor than like the regular trail mix does.
Yeah.
Because we had gotten a bag of regular trail mix and it tasted stale, like,
Oh shit. Yeah.
and it wasn't expired or anything, but this the probiotic mix tastes way better. It's got way more flavor than the normal stuff. And Jamie and I got Mom some flowers for her to plant in her flower boxes that George built. That's at the end of our driveway.
There it is. I hope it's still good.
And Mom, if you're still in here, you should message Connie and see if we can borrow her hand tiller tomorrow.
I don't know if that's for
Actually, I'll message her because she's probably talking to George.
I want this. Oh, this is Maxion sunblock after the sun.
See, this is the area that we had to take all the sod off,
Oh yeah.
and we laid the sod over there upside down, so that way we could take the other dirt off the
Yeah.
sod, and we got a spot out in the
I got rid of it.
front. But here's all the sod that we had to peel off that spot. That's all grass, just upside down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
Because you can't, our ground is so hard that if we would have waited and done it when the ground is dry, it's like trying to peel up cement. So the ground was still wet enough where it peeled right off, like you're just tearing a piece of paper.
Mhm.
So we just chopped it in sections and then peeled it off.
Right.
But I put it upside down, so if we need to shake some of the dirt off, we could. But we had a bunch of grass, well, patches out front that we couldn't put the sod. Because you just have to put it down, soak it, and stomp on it, and then it'll take root. Because Mom
After the sun.
wants to put in a bunch more strawberries, so that way we can make more jam.
Mm.
And she did some ancho chilies and some jalapenos.
See the thing. It's just.
What you doing, Wayne?
Here's the other one. Here's the other truck.
Yeah, I drove for them. I drove for National Freight. I drove for Snyder, Swift. I try not to admit to Swift because most trucking accidents are caused by Swift.
I took that when you were parked over on, yeah, cleaning out a garage on old Pep Boy's place.
Mm-hmm.
Moved out, so they'll clean it out.
See, with Snyder, I hauled a bunch of high value loads. Like I'd haul Kimberly Clark from South Carolina up to Ogden, Utah.
Yep.
I've hauled luggage out of Beverly Hills,
Hmm.
California.
Yeah.
I'm on the backside
Yeah.
of the strip,
Oh,
Beverly Hills.
Wow, Beverly Hills. That's
Yeah.
meet any movie stars?
Huh?
Meet anybody actors and all?
No, because I never had time to
Oh.
walk around to get to the strip because you're on the backside where the warehousing and
Oh, I
stuff,
see. I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
and it's narrow back there. So
Hmm.
like when you get backed in to their dock, your truck's still on the road.
oh.
So they typically get you loaded pretty quick. They tell you when to get backed in and they have everything and they just put everything on.
Yeah.
And I had two padlocks, two special padlocks where you'd had to use a torch to get them off.
Wow.
Because they weren't the style padlocks that you could use bolt cutters on.
Yeah.
And I'd padlock both doors.
I
How'd
know.
you get them off?
I had keys.
Oh, okay.
They're padlocks that I bought.
Oh, I had it on your own truck, huh?
No, it wasn't my truck, but when I hauled high value loads like that, see what would happen is people try to hijack your load.
Oh, yeah. So you put two locks on.
People would come in at night and cut freaking locks off. Well,
How was yours? Yours was,
my locks off.
was it
Unless
cut?
you bring a torch.
Huh? Yeah. Oh, you need a torch to get them off?
The locks that I use on the trailer, yeah.
Well, they didn't bother your trailer, did they?
No.
The other buddy got their trailers robbed, and you didn't get yours. They didn't touch.
One time, trying to think, who the hell was I with? I was with JB Hunt actually, and I had a high value load, which was alcohol. I had my locks on.
Yeah.
I was in Baltimore, Maryland,
Yeah.
and I pulled into the fuel pump so I could get fuel.
Yeah.
Two blacked out cars pull in front of me. And I caught out of the corner of my eye that two pulled behind me.
What happened?
I had to call the cops. Because this was like, I mean, granted, yeah, this was a freaking hole in the wall, scabby truck stop.
Yeah. So the cops
And
come
they're
down.
going to try to hijack the truck.
So they come down quick and got them.
Oh, yeah.
They arrested them.
The Baltimore police are always in and out of that truck stop. So all I had to do is say, yo, I'm at this PA. They're there like that. And them cars scattered like mice. So I was blocked in.
Yeah.
I couldn't get in or out.
So
They
they came,
blocked me in from the back and they blocked me in from the front.
so the police come down. What they do? Take off?
Yeah.
But they didn't catch them or anything.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It just depends. Some truck drivers, especially like in rest areas, they don't live to tell about it.
Really? What, you
Yeah,
killed?
because sometimes they'll just hijack the load, which means they'll cut the locks off. And they'll do it quietly enough that you're not going to feel it. So you get up the next morning and go to pre-trip everything and your trailer's empty.
What do they do to you if their trailer's empty? They have insurance on it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, me, I would park certain ways when I had high value loads on, even though I use special padlocks that you'd have to use a torch to take them off,
Yeah.
or a lock picking kit.
Yeah.
If I would try to find a parking spot that had one of those big lights behind it,
Yeah.
and I'd back up, I'd go look.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I would put my trailer right against that light post without hurting it. So I'd back up a little bit, go look.
Yeah.
Then I'd back up a little bit, go look. Until I just touched that light post,
Yeah.
that concrete. And some truck stops, they have Jersey barriers along the back, so I'd back the trailer right into them, so you're not getting in it.
That's good.
Because and when you pick up a high value load, you can't stop until you're 150 miles at least away from where you picked it up.
Yeah. Do you ever sleep in your truck?
I used to sleep in my truck all the time.
Oh, you mean when you? Oh, really? What do you do when you deliver it and you have to wait for the place to open up so you can let them unload it?
Some places, they had what's called the bullpen,
Yeah.
where you could pull in if you're early for your delivery. You could take a nap. So I just go in my bed and go to sleep.
Do they
But I
knock?
live in my truck.
Do they knock on your window and tell you that you're all set?
Some did, yes. Some would come knock on a door. Some would call you over to CB radio.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Some would tell you, come to the gate at like 6 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Walmart, when you haul into Walmart, you can be an hour early
Yeah.
and an hour late. If you're an hour and a second late, they will not take you. And I'm not exaggerating.
So you go in there all the time early? Oh, did you go in an
I
hour?
go in early.
Oh, that's good. Then you'll take you, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
What if they say if you're a little late, they'll say get out of here and they ain't taking you?
Yeah, they tell you that it had to be rescheduled.
Oh, reschedule, bring it back, huh?
Sometimes you could be sitting in that bullpen for 2 days waiting for the broker to get it rescheduled.
Oh, wow. You want to know what happened?
What happened to me is I picked up a load of blueberries
Oh, blueberries.
in Florida,
Yeah.
and I had to take it to a Walmart DC in Georgia. Well, somehow I ended up with 2 loads
Wow.
on that one trailer for that DC. So I had to wait a day for the broker to get up with them because I had both paperwork for both loads.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, this partial load that I have was supposed to be on another trailer. I said, but they didn't have room for it. So I had, I think, like 4 extra pallets of blueberries for them. So I had to wait a day
What you give
for
to
the
me?
broker. But they had a bullpen.
Yeah.
So I could sit there, and there's a truck stop right there that made subs, hot sandwiches, stuff like that. They had shower.
Eat the
So I
blueberries.
just sat there. Then they called me on my cell phone. They're like, hey, you can come in now.
Eat all your
You got
blueberries.
it figured out.
Hey, have an empty truck. Eat all your blueberries. Yeah, come on.
Well, sometimes when I was with JB Hunt hauling out of the Walmart DC to the stores and stuff, this one place you go to down in Long Island, I used to pick up frozen muffins.
Frozen muffin.
You know the 2 packs of
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
muffins. You know, like they got like the banana nut muffins.
I know all about the muffins. Don't worry about that. I know all about the muffins.
Well, they'd give you a whole big box like this
Wow, how can you, wow,
muffins.
for
This
nothing?
place was for nothing.
Wow.
Oh,
If I
Every
wish
time
I knew that
go
place,
down
man,
there
I'd eat all the whole
and
muffins out of the
pick
box.
up,
Well,
I'd come back with like a huge case of muffins.
too bad I didn't know you.
Sometimes they'd give me 2.
Yeah, too bad time you can give me some, right?
And the first time I went there, I was so glad that they freaking gave me them because where they were, and by the time I delivered to the 2 stores,
Yeah.
there's nowhere to park on Long Island
All right.
with a truck,
Actually gave you the muffins.
except for if you go to this place to pick up these muffins. There's
Yeah.
there's
Give me the muffins. You can.
that you can back down and park there for the night, and the cops, don't say anything to you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Did you eat
I
any?
didn't have any food on my truck
Oh, you didn't eat any muffins?
because I wasn't expecting to have to stay down on the island.
Wow.
And he gives me this big thing of
Muff-
muffins.
Oh wow. You must be eating them out, man.
Oh, I ate freaking 2 packages of the banana nut
I would have
muffins.
ate them all. I would have ate them all. That'd be all done.
No, I'm telling you, this box is
I don't give a shit.
huge.
I'll go through and eat them all. I like muffins.
oh, gee.
We had a couple places that was like that. They'd give you free stuff. That's the one thing I have to say that I miss about going to California,
Yeah.
because
And
you'd go out there and they'd get produce that was, the box was broke, or it'd be the glass jars of fruit.
Yeah.
And one would be broken. Well, they refused the whole case.
Yeah.
So you could spend like $20
Yeah.
and buy different stuff from the different drivers there.
Yeah.
So I'd always get the big jars of fruit that are like this big, that had, like peaches and pears and stuff like that. And
Give me some of them.
I'd get a bag of oranges, a bag of mangoes,
For me.
and then you could get meat.
Yeah, have some meat.
And I mean, we don't have a big cookout right there at the truck stop.
Invited me. If I knew you invited me.
Huh? What, Dave?
I said everything, all that stuff made me hungry. All the muffins. Now I buy some muffins tomorrow when I go to the store.
Probably. You never go shopping when you're hungry.
I usually get the meals I have to get, but I'm picking up some blueberry muffins tomorrow. All these stores, they make the best. Ask Wayne, they make the best blueberry muffins, man. They're good too, man. They have them delivered to the store, nice and fresh. I'll get some of them tomorrow. Eat them.
And this one place I delivered to over in Massachusetts, it was a frozen warehouse, like a frozen and dairy warehouse. They did like yogurt and creamer and sour cream, that kind of stuff.
So you got any free stuff?
Yeah, this guy had like 10 boxes of yogurt that got smushed. So, and I had my cooler, and I had, it was full. It's like, hey, you want some of this yogurt? I'm like, yeah. So I grabbed like 3 boxes, and I had to wipe it off because some of them were open and squished all over.
Which, man, that's gross. They're open.
So I cleaned them all off, whatever ones were good, and I threw them in my cooler.
What, the ones were all open?
Well, the case got squished, so some of them, got squished open.
Oh,
The rest of them are all good.
said, something. You just said eat open up, squish yogurt when they open up, they make your hair fall
Hey, Ralph. So, hey, Curtis. Welcome, Ralph. Chuck Fisher.
Here it is. How you doing?
out.
Well, yeah. I mean, California was in Florida too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if the reefer was under or over a certain temperature, they would refuse to load.
Oh, okay.
Like I had a load of butter
Yeah.
and cheese,
Oh, cheese. Water and cheese.
and they refused
Yeah,
3
man.
boxes of the cheese, which it was,
What happened to the
black.
cheese? What happened to the cheese?
Just the outside boxes were wet.
So big deal. They're wet. What the hell? Go dry. Oh man.
They wouldn't take them, so I ended up with like,
You want any cheese inside a little water? Hits them. They get upset. Won't take them. The problem with my house, I would have made toasted cheese sandwiches on it.
and then the last company I was with, the boss's brother, I had to bring my truck to Florida. Well, he frickin' loads my truck, the inside of my truck, right? With wine.
Well, you could have got tipsy. Jesus.
Well, this was stuff that was refused, and the shippers wouldn't take it back. So then we keep it.
You popped off the cap and had some cheese.
So
and some
he
stuff.
loaded my whole inside of my truck with wine, the palm drink,
Yeah, I know what they are. Yeah.
all kinds. Like I could barely move inside my truck. Like I could barely get from my driver's seat to my bed.
They filled it all up to your driver's seat.
Yeah, all on the passenger side floor.
What they do that for?
Because he wanted me to bring it down to his house because he flew.
Okay, well, how you going to drive? You're all jammed in there. How you going?
No, I could get to my driver's seat, but I could barely get from my driver's seat to my bed.
Jeez, I wouldn't have.
How did you manage it?
How you do it? Climb over everything and fall?
Yeah, I'd have to about step on everything. I'm talking like box wine, bottles of wine. I'm like, I hope, and I told him, I'm like, I hope you checked my liquor authority permit. Freaking if I'd have got freaking DOT'd about looked in my truck and seen all these boxes of wine, and probably give me a breathalyzer.
You can walk a line. Let's see you, bam, get out of your truck, whatever you want to watch. And you'll be dancing on it. You'll be walking straight. Put on your music on your truck and start dancing.
Hey, John Paul. What, Wayne?
Tipsy Tasha. Give you a breathalyzer test. Hey, John.
Hey,
Well, I
John.
had to move all my stuff
Yeah.
so he could fit all this stuff in my truck.
What'd you do it for? Why'd you make him take it or something?
I had to sleep in a ball. In my bed.
Oh, my God.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah,
what'd you
I
get?
had to, like,
So what'd you
my-
get in return when you bring it down to him? What'd you get? What did he give you? Nothing?
Oh, I stayed at his house. So he took
Oh.
me to dinner,
He stayed at his house.
the
Oh,
beach.
must have had a good time.
Well, not with him. Gross. I mean, he is a millionaire, but no thanks. It took me like 45 minutes to unload the freaking stuff out of my truck that he put in there.
How come he didn't
At
help
his
you?
house.
He wouldn't help you, huh?
Oh, no, he did, because some of the boxes I couldn't carry.
Oh, so he carried the heavy ones?
Yeah, well, I'm handing them to him
Oh, good.
and his son,
At least you.
but it still took like 45 minutes to get it all out of the frickin' truck because it was crammed in every nook and cranny he could stick a box.
Oh, shit.
Stick the box right in him where it was on Shannon.
Did you hide a bottle of wine on him before you gave it to him?
No. He had a gorgeous house, though.
So you stayed in it. You must have liked it. So right.
I had my own room and everything. It wasn't warm enough to go swimming, or I'd have gone swimming.
You didn't have a pool.
No, he had a pool
Why'd you go swimming?
because it wasn't warm enough for me.
Really?
I mean, it was gorgeous, but it wasn't warm enough.
Well, it was on what was in the winter time or something?
Hey, Richard, how are you?
Hey, Richard.
Hey,
You
Richard.
didn't tell me you'd have a cozy, warm one? Didn't they have one of those?
No, he didn't have a jacuzzi, but I mean, it was a really nice pool.
He had they had one inside so we heated it. You can go in it.
Mm-mm.
He had it outside. That's all.
And the whole thing is like, he wasn't like, granted, yeah, he was a millionaire and stuff, but he didn't have like this huge mansion that you could get lost in.
Well, he had a small one, a small little house. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, it was gorgeous inside.
Cheap.
Yeah, but I mean, you probably didn't want a big house or something. You probably want to buy a big house.
Oh, it's cheap.
Well, it's in Melbourne. That's a ritzy section over there, Melbourne, Florida.
So how's it look when you walk? Like if you walk up to it, you drive up to it. Is it nice?
On the outside, it looked like, just a typical,
Yeah, house.
For Florida.
So when you went inside, it was better,
So
huh?
when you went in, you're like in the dining room,
Yeah.
and then the kitchen's over here. I mean, the big kitchen.
Was it a big chef's kitchen like?
Yeah, he had an indoor grill
Oh, that's cool.
on the center. A wall refrigerator.
But did he have a pizza oven like? And you stick pizzas in and stuff?
I think he had an outside pizza oven.
Oh, so he
And then the living room was huge.
so he invites you over to eat pizzas with him?
No, we went out to dinner most of the time.
Oh, he took you out to dinner, man. What'd you have?
We went to this really nice Italian restaurant. Mornings was always Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, wow, that's cool. He really treated you good, huh?
I didn't have to pay for anything when I was down there.
Yeah, the guy came for everything for that's what the guy should do anyway.
Well, even when we were up here,
Oh yeah.
I'd be home on the weekend. He'd call me. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like sitting here bored out of my freaking mind.
So you still call him and talk to him?
No,
Oh, okay.
when I hurt my back, no, because that's who I was working for when I broke my back.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So he didn't feel
called me all
sorry.
the time. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Sitting here." Why? You want to go out to dinner? I'm like, "Yeah, where am I meeting you now?" So we'd go out to dinner.
That was
The
nice.
one time we went to TGI Fridays,
Oh yeah, yeah.
or no, Ruby Tuesdays.
Oh yeah,
I bought him dinner.
yeah.
He's like, "You sure?" I'm like, "You buy me frickin' dinner all the time on the weekends. We're always going somewhere, or I'm meeting you somewhere, and we're going to have dinner."
And
I
then
said, "I think I can buy
after,
you a dinner."
after you hurt yourself, you didn't bother with you anymore.
Huh?
You didn't bother with you after you hurt your back. What an asshole, huh?
They talked to me for the first year.
Yeah.
They paid for my health insurance for the first year.
Yeah.
After I broke my back. But after that point, never heard from him again.
Guy don't sound like a nice guy.
Well, it's the whole company.
Oh, the whole company. All right. Cut it out, mouse. I gotta get another mouse. He's knocking me out. I was bouncing off my. That mouse was bouncing off my tower. It was beating it up. Then nothing happened to it. I just pushed it, bounced off my tower, right, and went on the floor. Stopped making noises. Damn mouse.
Hey, Sonny. I mean, yeah, he was a really nice guy.
Yeah.
He really was. But
He didn't own the company, right?
his nephew owned the company. It used to be his brother's, but because the one sister and the brothers would constantly sue each other.
What? They constantly what?
They would constantly sue each other.
Why?
I don't know. Because
That's,
they were not.
that was stupid.
So the father put the company in the son's name.
Yeah.
So that way, if she sued her brother,
Yeah.
it's going to do nothing to the company.
Oh yeah.
Because, see, they all used to be one company
Yeah.
until the father died.
Yeah. So the father left it to him.
Well, I don't know the whole story, but
Who wanted to get into it anyway?
they ended up splitting up and going this way. But they'd always sue each other. I guess because millionaires have nothing better to do but sue their family members or whoever.
That's crazy. They keep on suing you. I want the courts thrown out so they get out of here.
No,
Because the courts is making money off it. Yeah.
they're getting paid, so what difference does it make?
Yeah, don't the judges get sick after a while. We can't keep coming to my court and suing each other. What the hell are you doing that for?
Well, I don't know if it all ever made it to court, but they would constantly sue each other.
That sounds kind of crazy, man.
Sounds like the Odd Couple in another way.
Yeah, I don't care what you say. Them two new Odd Couple they had on.
And it would be
That
something
show was funny, anyway.
like the one brother would say,
What?
to their sister, like, you know, what the F did you do to your hair? And then she turned around and sue him. I'm telling you, for something that stupid.
Well, that's what you do to your hair. She sues him.
Yeah.
Didn't go
And then,
nowhere.
and then, like, a while after, like, that whole situation was, she turned around and say something to them,
Yeah.
and then they turned around and ended up suing her.
Oh,
What a bunch of weirdos.
Now,
They must have got laughed out of court, man.
now, the one that I dealt with, his name was Ron. He was like neutral.
Oh yeah,
It wasn't typically him that was involved in the situation.
yeah.
So, but he was cool. I mean, we always had a good time.
Is he the one who took you out for supper and stuff? That the one?
Yeah, Ron.
Oh,
Yeah.
You ever talk to him at all? Say hi, Ron. How you doing?
I haven't talked to him since little over a year after I hurt my back.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he had brain cancer a couple times.
Oh wow.
A
He's
bunch of
still-
other health issues and stuff like that,
Is he still around?
as far as I know.
Oh, went through a lot then, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, of all the bosses, I liked him the best.
You and him got along good, huh?
Yeah.
Good friends and stuff, huh?
Yeah, I mean, even on I'd come into work because I would always leave early. And he'd be like, hey, you want to run up and, we'll go here and do this and do. I'm like, yeah, as long as we're back by such and such a time so I can leave. So I can get down to where I had to go because I had an early morning delivery. So I would time it to where I could drive
Yeah.
almost all the way there and still take my 10-hour break and then still make my appointment time.
Come on, fucking do those for you. Jeez. Stop knocking me out.
But his brother, the father of the son that owned the company, he would get on my nerves sometimes.
Oh yeah.
But that's where most of this came from, so you had to bite your tongue.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, he had his good moments too, because one day I was waiting for him to finish doing a oil change to my truck and stuff, and I just called him Senior. He's like, hey, can I talk to you? I'm like, yeah, what's up, Senior? And I'm like, well, I hope it's nothing bad what you want to talk to me about. And he'd just smile. He's like, no. And he's like, I just want to tell you that, a lot of the companies that we haul from, they're like, they really like you. Like, we hauled water from this one plant.
Yeah.
And local here. And he goes, those the water plant up there, he's like, they really like you. They're like, of all the drivers, you've never had any water that was like refused because it was damaged or anything like that. I said, well, no. I said, I follow what your rules are, because typically if I went up and picked up water, it was my load that I was going to haul and deliver.
Yeah.
So I would go in after I pulled out of the dock.
Yeah.
And I'd put my load bars in and my straps and make sure everything was secured. And I'd seal the trailer and throw my padlock on it. Well, they can see all this because they have cameras everywhere.
Did they say anything?
So he told me, that they were happy with the fact that, I've never had anything refused. In the same way with Faye, Faye Yogurt.
Yeah.
They're a local company here. And I hauled a lot of yogurt, and I never had anything refused, not even from Chobani.
Yeah.
That's another local company.
Yeah, I know that company. Very local company. So everything come out good for you, huh?
Yeah. And, well, because a lot of times, companies, they're not gonna. Typically, they don't say that about people.
Yeah.
So it was, it was nice to actually, hear that.
Hear that from the big, with the senior, with the boss, right?
Yeah.
This is Bowman's lawn care hat that I got in the giveaway a couple of years ago. 2 years ago, something like that.
That was good, man.
There's only like a couple people that I ever had issues with, which I told Wayne. The one manager at a Walmart store in Secaucus, New Jersey.
Yeah, what happened?
I had to report him to the DC because every time I went to that store and I'm in the trailer pulling up because each pallet has a sticker on it. And we'd have to pull off the one side of the sticker and put it on our paper because that's how they count the pallets. to
That's
make-
how they do that. I know I did that before. I know what you're talking
And
about.
well, he'd always pin me up against the wall in the trailer.
For what?
What do you think?
Really, that?
Yeah.
Oh, knock that sucker out, man.
So every time I went there, he did it. Well, after like the frickin' third time, because see, I wasn't a Walmart employee.
Yeah.
So I could not do anything because if I would have, because JB Hunt subcontracted from Walmart to haul their product to the store
Yeah.
because they don't have enough drivers.
It's not giving a right to
at
pin
each
you up against the wall.
DC, they subcontract him, so I couldn't put my hands on him or
Why
do
not?
anything because if he called the DC and said, "Hey, so and so, blah blah blah, put their hands on me," Walmart DC would call JB Hunt demanding that they fired me.
He has to give you a go.
I couldn't do anything because it happened to a friend of mine, a Walmart driver. Now, the friend of mine, they were almost done unloading the trailer.
Yeah.
Walmart drivers do a drop and hook.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes the Walmart drivers were arrogant. Well, he was like demanding that he pull out of the door so that he could do his drop and hook and leave. Well, you're in the middle of getting unloaded.
Yeah.
Well, my friend got a little bit too mouthy with the Walmart driver and the manager. So the driver called the DC. The DC in return called across to our office. And when he got back, he was terminated. So I had to follow proper procedures. Because, see, where you can't always see in the trailer with the cameras the way they are on the dock.
Why can't you have a camera on you and you take a?
So it'd have been my word against his. So I had to go and file a formal complaint against him.
Yeah, we get it. They didn't do anything to him.
I don't know if he lost his job or not. I said this is the third time that he's done it. I said I wasn't gonna cause a confrontation. Well, I loved my job, Berta Bob, so I was not gonna risk getting fired.
Nobody was around but him. No one else was around.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Clunk, clunk.
He'd wait until see the manager'd be back there, but it was the store employees using the pallet jack to pull the pallets off. And they'd take the pallets while I'm in the trailer getting the stickers off the next pallets that they're gonna pull out. So nobody was there on the dock and we're in a trailer. And the last time, and this is why I ended up filing a complaint with my company and with Walmart, is because he's like, "Why don't you just stay here?" I'm like, "What do you mean, why don't I just stay here?" He goes, "I'll come spend the night with you."
Oh. Boy, I told him I put it on my phone
I'm
on the
like-
board.
He made my skin crawl.
Kicked him in the butt, knocked him out.
Trust me, I wanted to.
I wouldn't care. I'd knock him right out. He'd be on the floor. I seen him bothering a lady. If I was in there, I'd knock him out right on the floor. I'd put him right out. Fucking lay him out.
So I told when I got, I told our manager of our office, I'm like, I got to file a complaint on him. I said, because this is the third time he's done it. I said, basically demanding I spend the night down there so he can sleep in a truck with me
Ooh.
and all this other stuff. And I mean, he would get derogatory. The first couple of times I took it jokingly, because a lot of managers, they joke around, we joke around.
Like you didn't get cold cocked on the floor.
Yes.
Like you didn't punch him.
Knock it off.
Like you didn't punch him in the jaw and knock him out, huh? Untouched him.
I never went back to that store again. I said, don't ever send me there. I said, because you'll have to come get your truck and trailer. I said, because I'll be in jail. I never went back to that store again.
Oh,
Then we had another store.
Yeah.
Now this store, I just didn't like the store. Well, I didn't like the girls because they were always my last stop.
Yeah.
And they have a noise ordinance. So I would always get there at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So I'd have to take my break in the parking lot. So for Walmart stores, we had to have our load off by 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So when I'd get there, I'd send my arrival message that I was there, but I couldn't go back to the docks until 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So I'd go back there. Frito Lay's is backed in the dock. Relic Farms is backed in the dock. Freihofer's is backed in the dock. Now, trucks aren't supposed to be back there until 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Any truck. And I told them, I'm like, you're supposed to have me in the dock by 7 a.m. So I called dispatch and I'm like, well, I'm not getting this off by 7 a.m. I said, just so you know. I'm like, they have all the outside vendors backed in the dock.
Wow.
We're just going to have to wait then. Okay. So finally, I want to say it was like 9 o'clock in the morning by the time I got back in the dock.
Oh, wow. Oh.
So needless to say, after that time, every time I went to their store, their pallets were on the floor. I would pull in because you'd come down and it's like a straight, the light, you make you're right in the parking lot and it's just a straight shot down like this where you got to park. I would fly into their parking lot and I'd slam on the brakes. I'd dump their pallets intentionally.
Oh, well.
So I'd get back in the dock, there'd be blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. I mean, most of the time when I went there, it was meat and produce. So it'd be on the floor. Every single time I went to that Walmart, I would dump their pallets. And they're like, well, aren't you going to help us pick it up? I said, no. I said, Walmart does not pay me to go in that trailer. I would not have. Now, all the other stores I went to, if a pallet got dumped, I'd help them pick it up. Not that store.
Well, they give you shit.
Oh, the two women that handled, receiving back there.
Yeah.
They were too busy flirting with, the outside vendors to even care about what was going on in their inside.
Yeah, what was that? A Walmart store?
Yeah, Walmart store.
They do that to them?
No. Not these two girls, no. They were clothes, pants so tight that you look like you painted them on with a paintbrush.
Wow, they must have like tight clothes, huh? Clothes off the
They
circulation.
wore them like that because they flirt with the outside vendors that come
yeah.
in. Pepsi,
Oh, yeah.
Coke,
yeah.
and Frito-Lays, and
Yeah.
Growling Farms.
Yeah, you know what's an old saying? You tighten your pants too much, your head will pop off. It'll blow up the wall.
So no, I would intentionally dump their pallets on the floor, and I wouldn't help them pick it up. And I'm like, hey, it's not my fault, you know. But most of the time, it was my fault.
You just said it wasn't. Hey, you told them it wasn't, and they believed you. Huh?
I wasn't picking it up. And the worst part is, all that stuff on the floor
Yeah.
goes in the trash.
Oh,
Yeah. So all that stuff would go out in the compactor.
oh wow. That's losing all kinds of money, huh?
Now, the one time, these are like one of my favorite stores. The manager there was awesome. Always great to deal with. I mean, most of them were.
Yeah.
But Walmart. I was waiting for a Walmart driver to do their drop and hook, so I knew which door I was getting backed into. So I waited for him to do his move, and then I backed into the middle door because he dropped his load on this door and took the empty out of the middle door. So then I just backed in the middle door, and I ring the bell. When, you know, he opens the door, and they got the overhead door open on this where the Walmart driver dropped the trailer in it. The trailer door was all bowed out like this.
Well,
And the manager's just shaking his head. I'm like, what's the matter? He's like, look at the trailer door. I said, that's the one that Walmart driver just dropped, right? He's like, yeah. I said, I heard him slam into the dock.
whoa.
He's like, how am I supposed to open the door? I said, do you want me to show you? I said, because I can tell you right now what's in that door. What's making it bulge like that. I said, there's 2 pallets of water on the end of that trailer. I'm like, I'll show you how to open the door.
Did you open it good?
So I might go break your seal. So I opened the door. And I said, go get your, it wasn't a forklift, but it was,
It's like one of the riders with the thing you ride.
well, this one, it had the adjustable ones on the inside, like the forklift, but it was a walk behind.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I did one.
Forks that came out, but you could adjust them,
Yeah.
and they would stack stuff way up.
Yeah.
I'm like, go get it. And I said, bring it over here. He's like, all right. So I unlocked the door. I said, now what you're gonna do? I said, I'm gonna pull the door up a little bit. I said, it's only gonna be like a crack like this. I said, you slide them forks in. I said, then you're gonna pop that door. He's like, what do you mean pop the door? I said, you're gonna pop the door. I said, it's gonna break the door. I said, that's the only way you're getting in that trailer.
So did he do it?
Yeah. The frickin' rollers for that door went flying. Because they're roll-up doors.
That guy, did that guy get in any trouble doing that? Slamming it over there?
I said, the driver's name's on that paperwork, isn't it? He's like, yeah. I said, then you call the DC and tell him what he did. I said, you take pictures. I told him, I said, when this happens, I said, even if it was me that did a drop and hook, because sometimes we did do drop and hooks at the stores. I said, our name is always on the paperwork because we have to sign the paperwork. And then you sign the paperwork, our paperwork. We all had to sign it.
Yeah, I know.
Like I signed the paperwork he signed the paperwork that I brought back to the store or to the DC.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I got the driver's name. I said, exactly.
So they
I
report
said, so you're gonna take pictures of this door, but because they all have to have picture like cameras back there. I said, because this is gonna protect you. Now these were tall double stacked pallets of water.
He must have been a rude guy. That guy must have been crazy.
Well, see, the drivers, they didn't have to do anything.
I know you don't slam the door, slam the flat.
So he slammed the trailer into the dock.
He shouldn't have did that.
Now I told them to take pictures so they could see where the door was bulged out.
He shouldn't have did it. Exploded.
So when I told him to pop that door,
yeah,
3/4 of that top pallets of water fell out.
Very wild.
I said, now what do you think would have happened? I said, if you and a couple of store employees pried up that door.
They would have got hurt bad.
That door.
Probably would have killed someone.
I said, y'all would have got hurt bad. I'm telling you, like a couple 100 pounds of water fell off as soon as
he would have killed someone. It would have killed someone and hurt someone, man.
Yeah. He's like, how did you know how to do, what to do? I said, because I've, been all different places and watched how they had to pop the doors.
So did he take any pictures?
I went to Middletown, New York. Yeah. Yep.
That guy probably got fired.
Even if we brought a load, and stuff was dumped, they were supposed to take pictures.
Especially what they
the worst part is, a lot of times when I hauled produce, them bags of like potatoes and onions.
Yep.
They would put them on the bottom of the pallet.
Yeah.
And then they would stack those plastic bins on top of them.
Yeah.
And then they'd put like one strip of shrink wrap on just one strip in the center.
Yeah.
So half the time those pallets would end up getting dumped because they're uneven.
Yeah.
Not any fault of the driver.
Because they're driving, they move around, huh?
Yeah. So, a couple of times I've gone to that store and, pallet, produce has been tipped over, which they were a good store, so I always helped them. If something tipped over, I'd help them pick it up. Yeah. But technically, I'm not supposed to. But if you want in and out, to get unloaded and stuff, then I'd help managers. But, if you want to treat me like a piece of crap, then I'm not helping you.
Oh, people treat you crap, you're not going to help, but people being nice to you, help them, right?
Yep. Well, I went to the Sam's Club because we delivered to them too. We delivered to all the Walmart and Sam's Club in the Northeast. So I had a solid frozen load. That's all I had on. It was below 0 outside. It was snowing.
Yeah, but
I go to Sam's Club.
You have any ice cream?
My door is frozen shut.
So you have any ice cream in the trunk?
No, I had meat on there.
So did you ever do ice cream?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Most of it just like frozen steaks and stuff like that. So I went out and I always carried a 5-pound sledgehammer with me. So I went out and got my hammer, and I'm tapping the door to try to get it unfroze.
Yeah.
I got to realize it's minus 20 in the trailer, and there's below 0 outside, plus snowing.
How much it sucks?
And I'm like, you're gonna have to pop this door. He's like, what? I said, you're gonna have to break the door. He's like, break. And Sam's Club used forklift. I'm like, look, I can't get the door open. You're gonna have to break the door with your forklift.
He's breaking all the doors, man. That's
So
crazy, man.
he couldn't believe that. I'm like, look, it's the only way we're gonna get in the trailer. I've been beating on the damn door for like 20 minutes, trying to get it unfroze. I said, so you're gonna have to put the fork under the door and pop it. And I said, when you do, it's gonna break the door. So he did, and it broke the door. And the worst part of it was, I was supposed to go to Middletown, New Jersey, and pick up another load of frozen to bring it back to the DC.
Yeah.
So I had to stop to our terminal in East Brunswick, New Jersey, and have them fix the door because it popped like 6 rollers.
Oh, he's
And I had to go all the way down there with the door open.
always popping all these doors. What's up with you guys? You're breaking all the doors. They see you coming, they probably open the door and lift it up. Don't get near her. She breaks doors.
I actually fixed the door. I was in Norwich, New York, and I had opened the door.
The audio's going to crap.
Yeah, I hear it, Brutal Bob. It's coming and going. I pulled the door up, and 2 of the panels, the rollers, popped out of the track. So I didn't want to call and have the TA do it because that's breakdown. So I pulled out of the dock and I called dispatch. I'm like, look, I said, I'm going to try to fix the door myself. I said, because I don't want to be late going to Sam's Club, because with Sam's Club, I had to have the load off by 5 a.m.
Yeah.
or we got in trouble. I'm like, give me an hour. I'll call you back. So I fixed the door.
Yeah. Well, so you fixed the door, all the door and it fixed. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, luckily I was able to pop the rollers back in the track. It didn't break the panel, it just popped the rollers out.
So they just popped out, huh? You had to just snap them back in, huh?
Well, the hard part is I should have tried fixing it while I was in the dock,
Yeah.
because I had to pry out the one part where the rollers slide down.
Yeah.
And I got them like started in the track. Well, then I'm like, okay, well, how the hell am I getting the door the rest of the way down? Because I can't reach the handle from the ground.
Yeah.
So I had to climb up in the back of the trailer and grab on the latch and grab on the handle, and I had to hang off of it.
You're crazy.
Jerk my body to get the door to go down.
You're crazy.
Well, considering you're like 6-7 foot off the ground.
Yeah, then why the hell you fell and you'd be nothing. You're doing something. You did your job. You did some dangerous things on your job.
So I called dispatch and I'm like, I fixed the door.
You're
I'm
hanging
on
off.
my way to Sam's Club, but I ain't gonna make it back.
Yeah, you were hanging on the door way up, and you finally bring it down and fixed it. Man, you didn't get. You're lucky you didn't get hurt.
Well, see, if I would have had like a grease gun or something like that,
Yeah,
I probably wouldn't have had to do it. But because I had to bend the track out a little bit, the rollers, weren't quite straight in the track.
you're lucky you didn't get hurt. Oh, man, I wouldn't do that.
And it was funny because I got a positive write up for that, right?
Yeah,
Well, the next night I had to go to Mohegan Lake, New York, and
Yeah.
do a drop and hook down there at that Walmart store. Well, I did my drop and hook and I was coming back through. Now, where you're coming from the store, I mean, it's houses and like little plazas everywhere.
yeah.
So you're not expecting a freaking deer to be running across the road in front of you.
Yeah, you had one like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So here comes this freaking deer, I mean, out of nowhere. And I had to slam on the brakes.
deers are stupid. Them animals are stupid.
So with JB Hunt, they have this thing, they know how hard you hit your brakes.
Yeah,
So I had a hard brake incident. So I got a positive write up because I fixed the door and saved the company probably like $1,000.
yeah.
And then I got a write up because I had a hard braking incident because of the deer that ran out in frickin' front of me on Mohegan Lake. I'm like, does one like wash out the other? And the girls at our window at dispatch window, they would just laugh. But yeah, that account, you never knew what you were gonna run into.
Yeah, I know. I heard all the stuff you did hang off that door. So, oh shit. Way
Well,
up.
I think the worst thing I ever did was I was coming back from Basra, Connecticut with a load of eggs.
So what happened to the egg?
And the reefer kept quitting. The motor for the refrigerated trailer kept quitting, kept coding on me. So I had to keep stopping on the side of the road, shutting the reefer off, clearing the code out, and started it back on. Well, I had gotten off. I was going to stay on the thruway, but I decided, to get off on Freebie 90 and go that way. So if I needed to, I could stop on the side of the road. Well, I wasn't paying attention, and there's a big rest area right there.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the reefer to make sure the light stays green. And I didn't see the signs that said all trucks next right. They're doing DOT inspections.
Uh-oh.
So I didn't see it until I was like in the middle of where it says New York.
Yeah.
So I'd already drove past the entrance to the rest area. I was almost to the exit.
Oh wow.
I'm like, son of, I seen the flashers coming on.
That's what the cops.
Yep, I had already pulled over and here he comes, and this was a big state trooper. He happened to be a black guy, which I don't care. I don't care if you're pink. But I'm just saying, he's like a big dude.
Yeah.
So he pulls behind me. And on that section of road, they'll come down the passenger side. So I already had the window down. And I'm just shaking my head like this.
What happened?
He's like, did you intentionally drive by? I'm like, officer, I said, honestly, I did not see the signs until it was too late. He's like, how didn't you see the sign? There was one right there when you got off the thruway. I said, my reefer was coding. I said, I have a load of eggs. And if it drops below 34 degrees, I said, Walmart's not going to take this load of eggs. I said, so I was watching the reefer light in my mirror, and I didn't see any of the signs until it was too late. I said, I can't very well stop and then back up. So anyways, luckily with JB Hunt, they have legal aid. So you pay like a couple, I think it's like $10 a week out of your paycheck to have legal aid.
Yeah.
So I got tickets for driving by a DOT inspection station. But they got it reduced to a non-point violation, which is like, say, like parking in a no parking zone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think it cost me like, I think it was like $100
Oh,
instead of like 500.
well, you're lucky you got it. Oh, I was lucky you got it down below 100. That's better.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever like drove by a scale.
Oh, wow.
Because see, New York State doesn't have like, some of them they have blinking lights they'll put out,
Yeah.
and some of the rest areas they just have signs that'll
Oh.
say how trucks must enter. And then they'll have like a truck inspection sign.
Didn't have that problem with that whatever it was, a refrigerator, whatever. You wouldn't have did it, right?
Well, no, if I wasn't watching that's what I told them. I'm like, look, I said, the reefer coded again. I said, I'm gonna have to get out when you're done writing my ticket. I said, and get the reefer fired back up and pray that it'll stay green till I get to the frickin' yard. Because I was like 45 minutes.
Oh, really?
I said, honestly, officer, I said, if I was not watching the reefer thing, I said, I'd have pulled in. I honestly didn't see the sign. Any of them.
What did he say?
He thought I was lying to him. So
The cops are idiots, anyways.
Connecticut, I was driving for Ruan there hauling Target. Now I wasn't speeding. I'm coming through, you know, and I seen this cop sitting there. There was like no traffic. This cop just comes flying out and pulls me over. And of course, you know, they'll come up the passenger side and ask you for your logbook and stuff like that. And I have to ask them, I'm like, if you're gonna do an inspection, can you tell me, you know, like what town we're in so I can flag it on my logbook, because I have to be on duty while he's doing the inspection and looking at my logbook. Because sometimes you're like in between, so you don't know, okay, is it, say, Danbury, Connecticut, or if it, you know, this other town.
Yeah.
So he told me the town, I flagged my logbook, I went to the on-duty line, and I handed him everything. Now, I wasn't speeding, I wasn't swerving. This cop just had an ass for...
He just wants to think he's a big and bad boy with a badge.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
The one and only time that I had like a high DOT physical where they physically checked freaking everything.
Really?
in Delaware. I was with Night Transportation. I just delivered a load to Smyrna Walmart DC. And I had an empty trailer. Now when I left, all my lights and everything were working. Well, when I went to the DC, the scale wasn't open. When I came back through, they were open.
Yeah.
So I have to pull around back, Why couldn't I get the lights working? I'm like, they were just working when I left. So he's doing that. It takes my logbook, my driver's license, my DOT physical card and stuff like that, and goes in the scale house. Comes back, and he comes back, he's like, your lights aren't working. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, none of the trailer lights are working. I'm like, would you mind if I get out? He's like, no. So I get out. I unplugged the trailer from the truck and, was looking at him. I'm like, all right. I said, well, let me try switching the electrical hose or line. So I unplugged it from off the truck and switched them around. Still no lights. He's like, well, everything else passed. And he's like, your logbook, he goes, I have to say, is the best logbook I've ever seen.
He liked it, huh?
He's like, neat, easy to read, blah, blah. I'm like, look, I said, I'm going up to Maryland. I said, as soon as I cross over, I said, there's a Petro and a TA right there. I said, if you'll not give me a ticket, I said, I will go right to the truck stop and have them fix the lights. And I said, I'll fax you down the paper stating that the lights are fixed. I said, that's what I'm going to do.
What do you say? That
He goes, you stay here another half hour to be bright enough, because it was like, it was daylight, but not like full daylight.
Yeah.
He says, then you can go. I'm like, all right, well, give me your fax number here. And I said, as soon as I get up there and get the repairs, I said, I'll send you a copy of the receipt stating that they've been fixed. Well, what happened is, and it's called a pigtail.
Yeah.
What happened was the wires melted inside the plug.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So they had to replace the whole pigtail.
Yeah.
That plugs in the truck and the trailer.
Yeah.
And I sent it down to him, and then I called down there. He goes, thank you for being honest. And I wanted to make sure that he got the facts.
Yeah, that's good.
But most DOT they'd have frickin' wrote me a frickin' ticket so long I could have used it for toilet paper for next week.
Yeah, well, that guy was nice there. I thought was nice there. That's good.
Now, granted, if it was nighttime,
Yeah.
I would have had to call breakdown. He would have red tagged my truck, and they would have had to come to the scale house to fix it.
Yeah. Well,
And that would have been a huge bill.
Yeah, see, that was nice. They let you go and then fix your lights and then send them a text and then tell them what,
Yeah. I mean, luckily, like I said, it was
a lot of people wouldn't do that. It would take off.
He probably wouldn't have let me go if I wasn't, I guess, cooperative.
Right. Yeah,
because drivers, when they have to get, like, say, a Class A inspection, which is a full bumper-to-bumper inspection, brakes, everything, they're not. They get arrogant.
Hmm.
Yeah, it depends what cop you get, right?
Negative cock, brutal Bob.
He said the funniest thing.
But
Through the logs of that.
But yeah, I mean, he was. I've dealt with a lot of DOT officers,
A friend of my family with negative talk he does.
but yeah, he was really nice. I mean, I always kept my logbook as neat as I possibly could because if DOT can't read it, then the tickets start becoming bigger.
You ever see a truck driver had a lousy logbook?
Yeah, I had, when I was with Snyder, my first team partner. Remember, I told you she's the one that had 2 accidents in less than a week?
oh yeah,
Well, her logbook, if we'd have got DOT'd, we'd have probably got arrested just because of her logbook.
bad. Was it worse than yours? Yours was better, right?
Couldn't tell. There was so much whiteout in her logbook that I couldn't tell if there was a line there.
Was she white out all through of it? Must have been a messy logbook.
Well, you could use whiteout, like they like you to use the the whiteout tape
Yeah.
because it dries quicker than using the one with the brush.
Yeah, it's doesn't it dry and dissolve like afterwards?
Yeah, if you use the tape one, it's easier to write across.
Yeah.
If you use like the liquid whiteout with the brush,
Yeah, I know what that is, yeah.
it's a pain in the butt to write across it,
Uh
and you got to redo it.
uh
So I always kept a bunch of packages of the tape one.
oh yeah, tape it, yeah.
Her logbook was so bad. I mean, it literally looked like a kid took a crayon. Her logbook.
That bad?
I
Damn.
couldn't read it.
So
You see, when you're a team, when you're driving teams, the idea is one drives, one sleeps.
yeah.
Well, if she's driving, my sleeper berth is called, has to start when she goes to the drive line.
Yeah.
So I'd go to sleeper berth when she'd start driving. Well, the problem was my logbook wouldn't match hers because when we'd stop to switch out, I'd go in and go to the bathroom and all that stuff, and she'd be sitting on the drive line, sitting on the fuel island. So, and I tell her, you don't go to the drive line until you're ready to drive.
Right.
If I'm in the truck stop, how are you driving? How are you driving if I'm inside?
Uh-huh.
I said you can't drive.
Yeah.
But her logbook, I would have had to literally rewrite her whole logbook
Yeah.
to make it match mine. And this chick could not drive over 4 hours a freaking day. And we each could have driven 11 hours. So that's 22 hours that we could drive. But she couldn't drive over 4.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, she was, now that's the girl I told you, she could back up anywhere. I'm telling you, she could literally back around Matchbox cars laying on the ground, but
She's
she
like,
could not drive.
really? Oh man.
No, she's the one. We're in. I want to say we're in Louisiana, and there's one truck stop. It was a TA, but a small TA, but they weren't open 24 hours,
Yeah.
which I didn't know. Well, I really had to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, crap. I'm like, the only place I said I can walk to is down the street to the hotel and pray to God to let me use the bathroom. So I told her, I'm like, don't touch your logbook until I get back. I said, because I have to walk down the street to see if the hotel guy will let me use the bathroom. Because the truck stop didn't even have porta toilets.
Oh, I got it.
So you know where the drivers were going.
Yeah.
And a jug and dumping it on the ground.
Mhm.
So you don't listen. Now it took, probably, I was gone maybe like 15 minutes between walking down, going to the bathroom, and then coming back. So I didn't even pay attention to her logbook. I just got back in the truck, went to sleeper berth. And so I'm sitting on the bed, and I just closed the curtains, and I'm sitting there, getting ready for bed. Well, next thing I know, I'm in the dash. She's not paying attention. She's on her phone, holding it up to her freaking head, and traffic comes to a stop. So she locks up the brakes. I come flying out of the bunk into the dash. I thought I broke my collarbone. I was bruised like as black as my shirt.
Wow. You take it. I think when you had that job, you guys just your body beaten, man, up. That's what you did.
She's froze.
Oh. Yeah, she's frozen. There you ain't. Does she look like she's sleeping, huh? Look at that. Does she's sleeping?
And we're back. My internet's going out.
I know. That was
We thought you were sleeping. Your eyes were sleeping.
You.
Hey, you look like you sleeping. You ain't laughing. Was to sleep in a chair with it.
But yeah, she was like the worst. But I think I'm gonna end it because I literally have like one tiny bar.
I'll let you go.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, Tasha.
Bye, Tasha.
Bye.
Good night. Good night, everyone. I might do a live tomorrow. I haven't decided, but if I do, it'll be posted. But I hope everybody has a great night. Happy Mother's Day to any mothers. And happy Mother's Day to fathers that do both. Much love. God bless. And we'll catch you later.